Okay, so Porsche Cup. Well, and we're off already. So qualified P2, they're already wrecking behind me. And it's not over yet. The leader takes a spin. Have to go by there. And what did we lose? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're now down in 4th place. But it's an exciting first lap. See, now I think the car ahead of us is the number 16 car, which is also white. And we're going to see a lot of him. So didn't lose a whole lot right there at the beginning. I had really hoped that... Oh, 16's off a little bit. Really hoped that recording or qualifying up front was just going to be able to avoid some of the first lap mayhem. But that wasn't the case. And it's still not over. So heading up here into roller coaster and hog pen. Number 16 in front of us. It's a little slow there. A little bit of tire smoke. And he slows up here enough to make me tap the brakes, unsettle the car, and off we go. But we're still rolling. Really eager to get back on track, but we're going to do as safe of a rejoin as we can. And we're going to rejoin in P13. And now, lap 2. And that white car next to us is the number 16 again. He managed to get back by. I'm not quite sure what happened to him back there, but... So let's see how many places we can make back up. Passing is hard here. Everybody can go fast through the fast stuff. There's a few spots I know that I can push a little harder. This is one spot I feel very slow through. It's a slow corner. I think everybody feels slow through there, but there's definitely people who are faster through there than I am. But I'm hesitant to push too hard during a race. I like to run about 90%. Not do anything stupid. Coming down here into hog pen, you really kind of need to get up on this curb. Straight line that as much as possible, but you cannot touch the brakes, the throttle, the steering wheel, or nothing. So this time we got a better run out of there. Gonna run right past number 16. And there was another car that had gone off there. So I think that brings us up into 11. There's some tire smoke. You're gonna see a lot more of that. And the red car has gone off. And the black and green car is having a little trouble with dealing with that. Gets out into the grass and, you guessed it, spun right in front of me. Off to the right is number 16, who's reappeared. We're going to push him out a little bit. Not going to give that spot back. And set our sights on the red car up here. So now I think that red car was the spinner, so I think we only gained 1. So I think now we're in P10. Alright, starting lap 4 here. Start to close the gap on the red car. And he runs wide, so we're just going to duck right under there. But he's not going to want to just give that up. We're going to try to do our best to just run away here. And he is definitely faster through this section than I am. I'm tentative through here now. Don't want to take as much of that curb. I should have posted my qualifying lap. Managed to pull that off pretty well, get a good run, put a good lap together. But qualifying P2 just didn't pay off. And there's more tire smoke, and we've got a green car off there to the left. We're going to roll right by him. So if I'm keeping track, now we're P8. Hopefully the red car and the green car will battle each other and slow themselves down and let me get a little gap. But that doesn't seem to be the case. I think the red car is running me down. More tire smoke, and yet another red car up ahead. Just going to make a move up our left side here. We're just going to let him do it. Rather get him back later than go side by side in there. We're going to get a good run at him back down here again into turn 1. Get by him again. Now I just want to forget that he's there and run laps. See if we can catch up to the other red car up here. Yeah, I kind of blew that one a little bit. We're probably going to pay for that. Turned in a little late, scrubbed off some speed trying to keep on track. We're already up to 6 incident points. More than I'd like to acquire in the first lap. So tried out some new editing software, CapCut. was Elias's idea. It's a little easier for me to use than the other one, and easier is better for me. But it was pretty easy to add a background image, so that's an image of one of the screenshots from the track here at VIR. With the Michelin Man there. There's some smoke out of the tires of the red car behind us, and off he goes, and that's all the gap that we're going to need to him behind us. These cars have no anti-lock brakes, no traction control. So getting a feel for maximum braking is something that you really have to, it's almost required. You go beyond that about 80% and you'll lock up the tires. Pretty sure you start going faster at that point, at least it feels like it. You also have to be really delicate with the throttle. Aggressive, but not overly so. So you see a lot of spins. And they take a good couple of laps to get the tires up to full temp. That's why you see so many crashes in the first lap or two. So I've really lost track. I think we're about P8 here. Trying to run down the red one up there for 7th. It's a 14 lap race. Running about a minute 50, 51. Per lap. But we're reeling in the red car. We're starting to see more of them. And at this point, I'm hoping he has a spotter or crew chief that's letting him know that I'm closing the gap, putting him under some pressure. I'm not close enough to put him under any pressure. I'm probably going to need whatever help I can get to run him down. There's a little bit of fuzziness in the background on this one, and I'm not quite sure how that happened, so I'll just have to figure that out for the next one. pretty big gap to try to make up. Gonna need a little luck that maybe he makes a mistake, or at least that I don't. Coming up here on about 10 minutes to go. And we see a little tire smoke there. If you see that tire smoke, that's usually braking too hard, locking up the tires. And if you make a big spin in these cars, takes several corners to get the tires to cool back down. And we've got a green car in the mix up there. Looks like the red car ran him down. Seems like he got around him pretty quick. And mistakes like that are not going to help my case. But you hope with that traffic and battling that typically will slow a couple cars down. So we're going to have to get around the green car now. Hope he doesn't slow us up. We seem to be reeling him in. You can just see the red car up there in the distance. I think he's opened that gap back up a little bit. We're catching the green car. Looks like he's going to let us by. So we'll take that. And we see some more tire smoke, and that was just what we needed. Now I'm going to remember that. I don't know if it happens for everybody, but it happens for me that if I screw up a corner that bad, especially late in the race, I'm pretty careful through it the next time. Careful is slow. Maybe even the next few times till you build your confidence back up in that corner. It's so easy to push too hard when somebody's running you down. So we'll just try to exploit that a little bit if we can. He's got to know we're coming. And we see more tire smoke. He's done it again, and he's off. sneak right by. You know, the problem is, the further up you get in the pack, the harder you have to fight to keep those positions. Everybody gets faster. It gets harder and harder to just run away. So, stay cool, don't make any mistakes. You got to run out of there. It's coming up on the left. We've done this before. I'm not a big fan of going in to roller coaster up here side by side. So, I'm going to let him go. Let him overcook that a little bit. Just keep the pressure on. Because in a couple corners here, we're going to be going through turn 1 again, which he has overshot the last 2 laps. He definitely doesn't want to do that this time around. And we're inside of 5 minutes to go. He's going to be cautious. We're going to dive under. Oh, he's going to fight. He's fighting. It's a battle. This corner here is called Oak Tree because there's a giant old oak tree right down there at the corner. And that was in the older version of this track on iRacing. That tree either died or was cut down for some other reason in real life, so as they updated the track to simulate the newest look of the track, they took it out of the iRacing version too. Got a little bit of tire smoke from him out there, and he goes off, so we're going to push hard. We're going to take a 1X right there just to get by clean and fast. And he ducks into the pits. I'm guessing, with all those offs he had, and the white flag's out, 1 to go. I'm guessing that he had a drive-through for incident points. And now, as he and I battled a couple of laps, we've been run down by this black Rexy livery with the big shark teeth on the front. All we got to do is keep him behind us for a lap. And I think I actually noticed he went wide there in turn 1. So we're keeping a gap there. We just got to keep him back there. Now looking back at the results after the race, the guy behind us ran the fastest lap of the race on this lap, where he's chasing me down right now. I'd lost count of positions as the race went, but we're currently in P6. He's a little too far back to get any kind of draft off of us. A little nice and easy up through here. Use that buffer. Nice and easy through here. One more corner on the gas. And out comes the checker. And that's it, P6. So, you can see the car's pretty beat up, lots of damage. Worked our way back up from P2 down to 13th, back up to 6th. It's a pretty good race.